Hello everybody, welcome back to the Spottiest stream. Nice to see you all here tonight. We've got a best of 5 coming to you guys here, live from the Blackline Championship Series. This is a match in the lower bracket of the Contenders series. They're one of their biggest division here, and it's between Team Ignition, Demonhounds. Winner of this will play against Team Silence next week. We've seen that team on the stream already, so we know how good that Team Silence side is, but one of these teams can actually advance in this bracket. It's a best of 5 series, so pressure is on these teams to play well. Hey, and you could say this might be a pretty important matchup for both these sides. I mean, season's on the line, both of them lower bracket quite quickly here. So definitely making adjustments is going to be necessary here as these teams, both from Orgs, Team Ignition, obviously the main team of the Team Ignition organization, and Demonhounds, obviously of New Age Gaming here. We have seen the Ignition side, we have actually seen Demonhounds. We have not actually seen this version of Demonhounds yet, but we will be here in this matchup. Best of 5 series. As you guys saw, that lower bracket. What you didn't see in the upper bracket, though, was that the Demonhounds, their win initially was against Sky Blue, but their loss came to Lux Nova. For Ignition, their loss came to Sky High. So they went to the lower bracket early on, so for them, they've actually had they've had to wait a little bit for their eventual matchup. They're not the favorites in this one. The Demonhounds are definitely the favorites in this matchup here against Ignition. In fact, in the group stage, Ignition, I mean, they did pretty well in their group. They got the number 2 seed. It's Demonhounds who also got the number 2 seed in their group, behind the Champs and above neither Schlob. Schlob, I believe, is still in this bracket. Yeah, no, they're not. They're out. They lost here. And the other team, the Champs, that team, it's actually right now in that upper bracket, so far, been able to see a lot of how these teams work, but I want to know how you guys feel. The prediction poll is live. Team Ignition or New Age Demonhounds. Again, it's a best of 5 series, so it's going to end very quickly. And for both of these teams, you got to get off to a really good start. I mean, this is your time to do it, that's for sure. In a best of 5. Ignition versus the Demonhounds. We've seen Ignition on the stream so often. I used to be partnered with that organization. They're an org that likes to be on this stream, but this season has not been so good for them. Last season they made it to top 6, I believe. This season, they may not get out of that second round of the lower bracket. Again, they are not expected to take down the Demonhounds in this matchup. The Demonhounds definitely our favorite is. Hello in chat, Savage. How you doing? I see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Demonhounds, I believe, one of 2 different teams from New Age. This bracket, are they the only one? They might be this final bracket, I think they're the only New Age team actually still left here in this final bracket. And New Age actually has a ton of teams in this tournament, although most of them in the Academy series. I know Demonhounds obviously are in this final bracket. I think they have the Sharks were also in this bracket. That team didn't make it to the playoffs. Yeah, Sharks didn't make it to the playoffs, so ultimately, yeah, they're the only New Age team left in the Contenders series, and for them, it's gonna be a tough matchup. Ignition's not a team you can just blink past. It is the playoffs. It is the lower bracket. And they just got here off a loss, so for them, they got a lot less time to get used to this, and we already know how tough it is to get used to the lower bracket when you get there. So for the Demonhounds, might be a really tough transition for them. We'll see how it works for this side, and just trying to get things sorted out, ready to go as soon as we can. Big series here. Team Ignition, New Age Demonhounds. Again, we're just trying to get these teams in any moment here. We'll get them in again. A quick series. For the most part, it will be a best of 5. But again, it's these teams this whole season on the line at this point. So, I mean, anything can happen here. Lower bracket, and with these teams, it's not like their next match is just any easier. They get to play against Team Silence. That's a very good team. We've seen them. They got top. That organization got top 2 in our most recent Legends Cup. So, again, they are solid. That Team Silence side is good, although I believe it's a different team in the Blackline Championship Series, but still very, very good. They had a very good regular season, so you don't really want to go against them, but you have to if you want to keep your run going. But first you got to go through each other, and that's where this thing kind of comes to a head here. Is again a best of 5 series. Hello, Ziggy. You in chat. Hopefully you're doing well, my friend. I don't remember the last time we saw Ignition, but it was during the regular season. And I think it was when they played against Deno Electronic and they lost that in a 3-0 sweep. So for Ignition, their season has, again, they're trying to kind of recreate a lot of what they did last season, but they really haven't been able to do so. Again, the competition gets tougher and tougher for these teams. And Ignition was a team that didn't make a change since last season, but this season has been rough for them, no matter which way you looked at it. Again, second in the group, sure, but you had this feeling that they were going to struggle in the playoff bracket. It's so easy to struggle in the playoff bracket because it's so tough to be at the top. And for Ignition, unfortunately, they are there, so they got a long road to go to, get it to making a good run in this bracket. They got to make a long lower bracket run. And it just isn't easy. Again, the Demonhounds, their first matchup. This is a team that took down Cloudy Blue in a game 7. Just saw Cloudy Blue lose their round 2 matchup as well, so a lot of teams could be leaving this tournament. That's the thing. This is a quick tournament. This is not a quick tournament. This is one we can exit quickly. You have one bad week, and your season is over. You can lose 2 times in a week, and that is it. You don't have any more chances to come back. So it's a very unforgiving format, double elimination. Forces you to be consistent every single week when you do play your matches. And unfortunately for these teams, they weren't able to do that so easily. It's, again, not an easy place to be. Again, both Ignition and New Age Demonhounds here. Playing with their seasons, everything they've worked for this season 14 on the line. Guys, 1 second, I'm going to make sure I get my phone. There you go. That will make sure the phone's charging. Pressure is on these teams to be strong when they need them to be. Demonhounds, Ignition. Hopefully these teams won't be in anymore. We'll give you guys one last look at the rosters here. Of course, again, this is your last look at them. Again, we already know who Team Ignition plays. They only play those 3 players: Cody, Bingo, and Ryan. And for the Demonhounds, any of those 4 players work. Shopkeepers, I believe, is their sub though. So expect Missouri, Oof, and Benzo to be their representations tonight. We'll get these teams in any moment. There's Ignition's just joined in the lobby, so they are here on time. Just waiting on the Demonhounds, but there they are. It's Missouri, Flock, Peep, really. Okay, so Peepo is Oof. I know Peepo is Oof. I know he goes by multiple names. Ask who Flock is. I think Flock is supposed to be Benzo. Let me just quickly confirm. Again, sorry about that. We're going to just quickly get things sorted out here. Unless Flock's a new addition that I don't know of. As we got to update, yeah, Flock is Benzo. So we're going to call him Benzo, since that's the name he goes by in this tournament series. So let's get this sorted out here again. Some weird names for Demonhounds, but we'll get used to it. It's not that bad. There we go. There we go. A best of 5 series, lower round 2. Loser of this series is out for the season, and again, just to remind you, Ignition on the blue with Bingo, Ryan, and Cody. On the Demonhounds, it's Missouri, who's the only one who's actually kept the name that he goes by. Peepo, who is known as Oof, and who will be referred to as Oof, as well as Flock, who goes by Benzo, as an early shot in by Bingo. And that didn't take very long for Ignition to get on the score sheet. As again, a great kind of play there from Ryan to set up Bingo, and we're going to see a lot of this from Ignition, where going to be a good amount of Ryan setting up the offense, but as long as Bingo and Cody are available for him, they could make a pretty good lower bracket run. But as if they can do it, there's still so much of series left to go here. We know this Demon outside is going to find ways to break through, as nearly an overcommit from Missouri. It's the Demonhounds. Pressure against them, but I think they can't handle here. Ignition, though, again, they played here last season, made it to the top 6, had a great run in the upper bracket, but wouldn't go all the way. And now this season, again, them are just trying to stay alive in this lower bracket. No easy feat, no easy task. And for the next matchup, for the winner of this series against Team Silenced, Winning here is not going to be anywhere near safety, but it might as well be enough of it as a second goal for Team Ignition, 2 in the first minute. Again, I love this kind of pressure they're putting on there, just suffocating the Demonhounds. I haven't really seen this Demonhounds side really yet this season, but I'm going to see that one of their weaknesses might just be the amount of pressure you put on them. At least that's what it seems to be that Ignition is doing here that's beating them. Just staying close to that net, staying close to the offense, and making the Demonhounds awkward as more offense comes. But here comes the Demonhounds, Missouri, who actually used to be one of my teammates in the past, back when we played in the Skybird series together in their All-Star division. He's been on this org for a while. He's also one of the major coaches. He coaches a lot of the Demonhounds, so a lot of the New Age teams that aren't as high ranked. And this guy has some really good field awareness. It's for Missouri. He's definitely a guy who's knowledgeable of how the field works, how to play around it. But that only gets you so far. You still got to be a solid team player, and that's how you do it. In comes Missouri, and this is one that will find the back of the net with ease as Flock assisting his captain. Demonhounds want to go closer to tying this game up. Again, with elimination on the line, this is where you got to play your best. This is where you got to play, because your season is literally on the line at the brink of elimination. Again, it's an unforgiving brackets. You don't play well, too bad. You get eliminated here. That's all that it really takes. So, for these teams to get sent to the lower bracket, they may not have expected it this early on, being as good as they were in their groups. But again, it's unforgiving. You've got to make the most of these situations. As maybe Ignition are doing that. Cody in front for Ryan, but Flock will... Sorry, not Flock, but Benzo will be there. Demonhounds will have to wait. A demo will leave the space for Ryan. It will be Benzo once again off the ceiling, and Demonhounds try to clear this ball away. Oh, it was a miss from Cody. He's going a bit too fast for himself there, and often we've seen Cody get outpaced and kind of start to feel like he has to play faster as a result. And so often at this level, you don't have to do that. This is one of the many ways you beat teams. Consistency is going to be a lot more necessary. Sure, playing fast is a great way to really utilize that consistency and really put pressure on your opponents, but playing too fast oftentimes will be the death of a team. Seeing Cody here again, trying to play with that kind of pace, it's something that we've seen him have issues with before. I think so often players try to do that when they don't really need to. As this one cleared away by Oof. Off the sidewall, Bingo will challenge Benzo. Ignition waiting on the ball as Cody won't get there. Missouri in the midfield, Ryan will send it away. Demonhounds looking for offense, but they won't get that touch. Here comes Oof, that one kept out. Ignition looking to clear this ball out here. Only a 1-goal lead, it's definitely not safe without a Demonhounds have been playing. Ignition has kept it safe enough. It's Missouri. Around the corner, dunking Ryan. Cody already up for it as he'll send this ball down the field. And if Ignition, they'd love to have one more goal, give themselves some insurance, but just not happening with how things are going. They might have to play for the long road here and have to hold this 1-goal lead. No easy feat, especially with, about a minute left still. Demonhounds with very young chances. They're getting closer and closer to that goal. Ignition, again, it feels like, if one mistake, this could potentially end game 1 for them, and it might, because here comes Benzo off the corner, second touch. Ryan will be there to keep it away, but still it's the Demonhounds attacking. Oof, 50 with Ryan. Keep it up that sidewall, but he does find Bingo waiting in the midfield. Now it's Ryan to shoot, and it's Ignition with insurance. You're seeing this Ryan Bingo-Ryan connection. Just look at the passing, the 1-2-1, and they cross up Missouri. Team Ignition back to a 2-goal lead. With less than 30 seconds to go, the Demonhounds may find that this is an insurmountable lead by Ignition. That goal should secure this game for them. No true ease until this game is done. As now 10 seconds left. Bomb shot for Move, and that's off the post. Ignition were caught there, but they won't be scored on. And the Demonhounds will take this game. They have 1 second left, though. And with a 1-goal difference, it all comes down to the kickoff for the Demonhounds. Missouri puts it in, but they've got to do everything they can to keep this ball up. And there they do. Ignition keep it to the ground. They take game 1. It was no easy feat. But they won't mind it one bit. Ignition one getting closer to taking the series here and to moving on to lower bracket. Being a best of 5, these matches are a lot faster and can be decided by a lot fewer games. So, you know, these teams got to be careful how quickly this momentum can change and stick, because if it stays for even a little bit of time, that might be enough to win the series in your favor for the better. No game is safe. You cannot let go of the pressure. Long match here in the Blackline Contenders series. And your life can be very short-lived down in this part of the bracket. But for now, it is Team Ignition who are looking to keep it alive. They go into game number 2. Ignition looking to continue that and maybe find a little more space where they don't have to rely on the, on worrying about the Demonhounds, because Missouri specifically always known for his shooting. The guy's always been a really strong striker, so you can never really be safe with, playing against Missouri. He's always got an extra play up his sleeve, that's for sure. Again, move to the Forbidden Temple here for a second game of the series. Still so much pressure on these teams. That was only game 1, and it felt quite close, and it was quite close, a 1-goal difference. Into game number 2. Well, the Demonhounds might have more pressure. I don't think really any team is void of pressure in this position. They're both in the lower bracket. They both know what's at stake. And they both know that this series could change at any point to go against them. You have to be consistent. A team like Ignition, who, again, made it such a great run last season. You know that your season may end a lot sooner. That'd be a tough feeling. Especially for a guy like Cody, who's really enjoyed the playoffs in the past. He's won on the Team Ignition Academy back when they won the Academy Series. So, in the Blackline, not in the, the Academy Series and the Blackline Championship Series. So, again, knowing that, to see this Ignition side struggle this season, I mean, again, after making top 6, then, 2 seasons before that, going to that championship and winning, it is on them to prove that they can continue to be consistent. They continue to elevate, but it's so tough to do with the competition as it is now, as a touch for Move, it's just going to find the net there. Bingo Brian pushed up a little bit. Maybe he wasn't expecting that shot, but at this level, anything is possible. It's the Demonhounds who will take that first goal here against Ignition. Game 2 continues. I think you'll see that 1-goal lead is anything but safe. Especially with Bingo Brian in the midfield. And now Ryan waiting back. And again, there's so many players on Ignition that could be so scary. Bingo Brian and Ryan being the major 2 on the offensive side, who really out of nowhere can create opportunities. Bingo's a lot more of a ground-based player. Ryan's a lot more air-based. So Ignition have those bases covered. Still, it's about mixing those together where things get scary as Ryan there, just a little high above the net. Demonhounds will send this ball away, but Ignition pushing for offense. Cody pumping out Benzo there as Dunk from Missouri will put up some space here for the Demonhounds. Benzo mode on 1, but in comes Zoof to help him out. Not a great recovery off the corner, but he will still get to it first. Ignition right now, one of the issues they had this season, again, is that they can't really outpace their opponents super often. It's just not something that they're used to, and you saw last game how much of a struggle it is for Cody to get to outpace his opponents. It's a struggle that's shared by the whole team as a whole. So again, as you see, the Demonhounds sort of picked up that pace. Ignition's not going to really pick it up themselves. They just got to update their quality, update their challenges, slow down the Demonhounds themselves. Again, you don't need pace to be successful. You need consistency, but man, pace does help you in that. So in so many ways. Right now, Ignition creating some offenses. Still pushing up with Ryan. Just seeing the Demonhounds stack that net, send multiple players to the goal line. And that is keeping them away from being scored on. Now they continue to attack upfield. Missouri. They'll hit it backwards, but no one really there to help them out. Cody. Upfield for Bingo, but a double commit from the Demonhounds will keep that ball away, but we'll leave them in a bit of a place where to start for resources. Not like they'll need it if they're continuing to attack, but here's another overcommit, and this net's wide open for Bingo, and he got bumped by Ryan. Cody to shoot, and Cody will be saved by Oof. And Ryan, maybe a bit sheepish at this point, bumping out Bingo from what was a surefire open net for him. He will score anyways, so he will make up for his mistake. As Ignition catching the Demonhounds in multiple double commits, and you're seeing that Demonhounds rotation unravel in front of your very own eyes. It really only takes one or two chances before they, completely get their rotations on defense. Ignition, they can really utilize that because it's a weakness they can definitely exploit. They have some pretty solid chemistry. As they're still searching, but in comes Benzo, stopped by Ryan. Cody. Oh, I thought he made contact with that one, but he won't hit the ball instead. Instead it's Ryan. Back to Bingo! And that's off a crossbar and in. Team Ignition with the lead. Just a great infield pass. Some smart plays from Ryan. Such a selfless player at times. So often, Ryan, in the position that he's in, so often you see these players go for solo plays only, go for trying to be that solo player on their team, the only one who can score goals, and it's just not how you can find success. There's a reason why Ryan's been as successful as he has been on this roster, and it's because he's just been so selfless at great opportunities to find his teammates. Sure, he's got mechanics, but that's not what makes him so good. And what makes him so strong is that he finds his teammates in open positions. You're going to see him do a lot of that this series. Not here on defense, as Benzo stopped by Cody, and Missouri will have to race back, but he will keep ball possession as Cody doing to put the pressure on him. We'll have to boost to clear the ball away, but Demonhounds right now under the pressure here of a 1-goal difference. They had the lead at one point, but they have since lost it. The game is turning on them. Azuf to the corner. Bingo the challenge. Now Ryan goes up for it. One more touch will keep Benzo at bay. Bingo Brian bumped out. Won't get the bump on Missouri, but his touch only straight to Cody, and it's Ignition side just holding on for now. As time running out for the Demonhounds here in game number 2, the only team of New Age Esports still left in this bracket for the Contenders series. And the pressure's on them, but that might have been a great shot. Benzo missed follow-up, and he's missed it too. That should have been it at 0 seconds. Instead, Ignition will take game 2 and will go to match point. It was up to Benzo in the final seconds for the Demonhounds to take the tie game. And he missed not once, but twice. And man, it's about as bad as things can get for him. And it's the Demonhounds right now. We're one game away from getting eliminated from the Contenders series. One best of 5 can be the difference. Going to game number 3, the Demonhounds. This is where things get real tough for you. It's not the upper bracket. You can't lose anymore. This is the lower bracket. This is Ignition. You now have 3 chances to end your series life, to end your tournament life. How well they've been playing. It's going to be a real tough battle for the Demonhounds to find space. Just seeing that chemistry of Ignition just a little bit better right now in this series. There's not as many double commits from them. You can see they're not as stressed. The Demonhounds are double committing a lot more often. Seeing a lot more issues with them when it comes to those rotations. And again, the chemistry really does create the consistency here for Ignition. Well, against a lot of rosters, they may get outpaced. Right now against the Demonhounds, their rotational issues and their kind of sluggishness to recognize each other is hurting them. As Ignition looking for goal 1, but that one will be wide as Benzo will clear. Cody with the 50, but Missouri will send it away. Team Ignition looking for one early here. What better way to put the pressure on your opponents than to score right off the gates? But that's not going to be so easy when the Demonhounds, again, have done so well packing that net. But Ryan might have just removed him here. In front for Cody. Back to Ryan. Oh, what a save from Oof. He read that perfectly. And Demonhounds the other way. That's one. Pinch in front. Cody will send it out. Some great passing there from Cody to recognize Ryan's openness. I don't know how in the world Oof was recognizing that play, because he had to prepare for the potential that Cody would just shoot that one. Team Ignition. I don't know how on earth they found us. That double tap just goes wide. Demonhounds continue to push up field, but it's Ignition the other way. Missouri. Challenged by Ryan off the sidewall. Missouri still going for it, but it'll be Bingo Brian to keep it out. What was a team bump from the Demonhounds? Just making things even worse for them here on offense. Ryan with open room to work with, but he'll send it down for Cody, and that shot's on, and it will bounce its way in. Ignition will goal one, and it may not have been from a way that Ryan wanted. He wanted a better first touch, but hey, that's why you have teammates behind you, and that's why Cody can be such a deceiving player at times. Usually the one that's the furthest back, usually the one that's the most offensive. You don't generally see him play upfield very often for Ignition, but you've seen a lot of Ryan this game really allow Cody just to push. He's really telling Cody to play up on offense. He wants a more kind of all offensive front from Ignition. Why Cody's being a lot more aggressive. I think we usually see him on this stream, but it is right now working for the better for Team Ignition. Cody again. Off the sidewall, it's Oof on target. Bingo Brian will keep it out. And Demonhounds, oh, another team bump. The second time we've seen them have it. The last time it happened, it's resulted in a goal, and it may happen here again. As Cody, oh, he faked it. Why didn't he go for the ball? Miscommunication. And that's about as bad of a decision as it gets for Cody. I don't know why he thinks Ryan's going to get that. It's one of those positions where the only way I could see Cody ever pull off of that play would be if Ryan called the shot there himself. I can't think he would have done that. Just some bad communication will cost Ignition dearly, and that's a mistake you cannot make at this level. In those positions, you gotta shoot the ball there for Cody. As now, oh, he's almost on his own net there. Ignition, really feeling the heat at this point. I didn't think one goal would have done that for them here, but it is. It's really putting them for a spin here as Ryan will get the beat on Missouri, but Team Ignition really panicky at this point. Not for good reason. You're just seeing them jump everywhere. And the Demonhounds are taking full advantage. That last goal really shook them up because Ignition have not been the same team since. And just a lot of panic on defense is costing Ignition valuable opportunities. And that's allowing the Demonhounds just to take this one and now potentially start to run away with it. For a team like Ignition, who has been very calm so far this series, what a surprise it has been as Ryan's second touch. He won't be missing those plays. You give Ryan a little bit of space to work with, he's going to make you pay for it. As a little touch off the back wall. It's not beautiful, but for Ignition, he doesn't care. You tie the game up. You're one goal away from taking the win here. As, oh, a miss from Missouri. Great play there. Ryan still shooting this off the crossbar. Ignition nearly had this game flipped on its head at that point. Still they have offense. Cody, miss off the back wall, but Ryan is waiting. 50 with Missouri. Ryan, still Ryan, gets past one. The flick! Oh, Ryan does it himself. This guy is an absolute legend. Really puts him for a loop here. The fake on Missouri, the flick to boot. Ryan can't be stopped. And Team Ignition, now they're the ones with the lead here in Game 3 on match points. Ryan, who takes measures into his own hands at times. Team Ignition, better be thanking him a lot for the help that he's given them here, but this game's still far from over. 60 seconds left. If New Age Demonhounds want to keep their season alive, they've got to score in this final minute. Time will tick ever so slowly on that scoreboard. It's Ignition, who are less than 60 seconds away from moving to losers round 2 with the play against Team Silenced. What a bad back pass from Bingo Brian straight to Benzo. Ryan here gets the stop, but still going on the back wall. Bingo Brian will get there. Ryan's already up for it. He'll keep Ignition in his safe hands, but in that panic really hurting Lemire. Double commits, now triple commits. Bingo Brian to stop, but everything on low boost here. Ignition, everybody waiting on that back line. Demonhounds continuing to go for that back wall. Waiting to see if maybe this Ignition side will make a mistake, but I don't see any coming from them here as Ryan. The left boost to waste precious seconds off the clock. Still the Demonhounds early challenge now. Sets up Booth, but his play won't work. Benzo challenged by Ryan. Ignition just needs to let the ball hit the ground, and they will. A 3-0 sweep. They knock this side out of the bracket. The Demonhounds, their season is over for Team Ignition. Their season stays alive. A 3-0 sweep in the lower bracket. Is them who get the win. It is again. Team Ignition, a 3-0 sweep. Fortunately for them, their season will continue onward in that lower bracket. Again, they're going to play against Team Silence in that next round. Not an easy matchup, but I'm sure they'd much rather that match than some of the other options here. We'd much rather it than losing, so there is that. Again, what a win that is. Ignition, again, a 3-0 sweep. We'll take it quickly as well. Just good confidence from this team. We've got to see a good amount of team chemistry as well. We'll get a little interview here. I think it's going to be Cody joining us after the matchup. So good to hear. Welcome in, Cody. Haven't had you on the stream in a little while, but a 3-0 sweep for Ignition feels refreshing since I don't know how long it's been since we've seen you win, but especially in that lower bracket, with, you know, the pressure on you guys after your upper bracket, your early upper bracket loss to Sky High Ascent. How does it feel to not only beat New Demonhounds, but to sweep them out of the tournament?
Feels good, man. No, that was a good, strong team. I'm pretty sure I had to get my revenge on Missouri for knocking me out of Skyward a couple seasons ago. So, but no, all love to New Age. They're great guys over there. But it felt great, honestly. We had a scrim right before the match, and we weren't like playing great. Brian's microphone died, so we only had 2/3 of us calming that series, so we were a little nervous, and we kind of just, you know, calmed down and played our game, and it felt good. It felt like we were able to start like connecting on some of the looks and the passes that you know, we were going for. So definitely gonna have to be a grind to keep it up for next week.
Hey, you definitely mentioned that correctly. I didn't even know that. I didn't even recognize that Bingo actually didn't have his microphone working for that series.
Yeah, that's why he kept saying like "nice shot" and yeah. And...
Oh, no wonder he was using the in-game chat so much. But
yep.
What I find so funny, fun about this is that, you know, it was still a match I think relied a lot on team chemistry, and for you guys to play, only 2/3 of you actually being able to talk with each other. It felt like you guys had the much better team chemistry. Is it the fact that this team has been together for such a long time? Does that have a factor? I'm assuming it does. But what kind of factors does that have on the team chemistry as a whole?
Yeah, I think it. We all kind of know each other's intents. I think you know, it's very clear that our best player is Ryan, and so Ryan kind of gets, you know, ball priority, and Brian's a really good striker, and so we kind of, you know, fill into these roles where I play more of like a third man, and you know, Brian and I really push up only when Ryan's either like low boost or he can't do anything. So we all kind of know how the team like wants to play in our ideal play style. So it really helps, and usually our comms like aren't like, you know, like super fast, super crazy. But tonight before the game, I just kind of told Ryan, I said, hey, you know, the comms are going to be on you and me. We need to be super clear. So, you know, Brian can, because he can still hear us, he just couldn't talk. And so we're super clear, kind of calmed everything. And I think it made it relatively easy for Brian to kind of just, you know, sit there and listen and work around the team.
Yeah, definitely did. And you guys now get to move on to the next round, and the final of the best of fives in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you guys, you got Team Silence to play against. They went to the lower bracket early on in this tournament, so for you guys, Team Silence are one of those teams that come into this final bracket undefeated into the playoff bracket. Obviously, they lost to Affinity Academy, so that's going to be a team that you guys are not expected to beat. What are you going to do to prepare to win against that team and to move on to the lower bracket? And for you guys, at least, make a very similar stance and a very similar run like you did last season.
we're just gonna play our game. You know, we're not afraid of anyone. Even if we are underdogs, even the series that we've lost this year, you know, specifically to Dino and Sky High Ascent, felt like there was a lot of times where we could have been in the series if we had either had better preparation or you know practiced a little more prior. And I think that tonight's sweep kind of showed us that we do belong here. We can compete, and so getting the team's energy back up is going to be key, which tonight helped. And do everything we can to take it to them next week.
Again, I'd love to hear that one again. Congratulations on your win, Cody. A field sweep over the New Age Demonhounds. And again, nice to see you again on the stream. A big win for Team Ignition. I know your bracket is going to continue here, and for you guys, you're going to make sure you make it. Again, do what you did last season, which was make a big run and and finish off high in that bracket. But for now, again, I want to let you go to sleep. I know you got stuff to do. I know you're a busy person, so of course I don't want to keep you hanging. I know you well enough, Cody, that you're a very busy person. But before we end things off here, any last things you want to say? Any last shoutouts? Any last messages you have here for the stream? Anybody that you want to mention specifically before I let you go and sleep and before we'll end this matchup tonight?
Usually just the usuals. Shout out my teammates, Ryan and Brian, great guys to play with. Shout out you, Sporty, for casting. Always do a great job. Shout out Ziggy, Ignition, all those guys, and shout out anyone watching and supporting us, and appreciate the support. And hopefully we're gonna go and make a good run for you.
Again, congratulations on your win here, Cody. A field sweep over the New Age Demonhounds. Good luck next week when you play against Team Silence. But for now, have a great night.
Thanks, you too, man. Bye.
That's Cody there of Ignition, just reflecting on that amazing field sweep they just had. So, again, what a match that's got to be. But for me and for my stream, that's it tonight. Take a look at that schedule one last time as whoopsies. That's the wrong transition. Let me go to our schedule here. There we go. So we had 2 matches today, and the first one was a 3-2 win for Dexter New Breakers. Then we just saw Ignition with a 3-0 sweep. So I'll end off all the match tonight. A quick stream here, but it is what it is sometimes. We'll get a quick raid going. We'll end off, again, all of our matches tonight here. Again, what a night it had to have been, but that is it. For me, as Spotty FC, thank you so much for joining the Spotty stream. That's it for me tonight. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again very soon tomorrow with more action from the Rocket League esports scene. Take care.